Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Guinness twice. The first one is going to be the normal Guinness Draft Stout, and the second one is going to be the Guinness Zero. This is the non-alcoholic draft, and this comes in at 0% or 0.5% or less than 0.5% ABV by volume. So we're going to check these out and see how they compare up next. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome to the End of the Day Beer Review, and today we are going to be looking at Guinness. We're going to be looking at Guinness Draft Stout, which we've reviewed on the channel before, and we're also going to be looking at Guinness non-alcoholic Draft Stout as well, and we'll see how they compare. So I am a big Guinness fan. I enjoy it. I liked it when I was in Ireland. I like it here. So if you can find a non-alcoholic version, that's a nice thing. So let's pour the regular Guinness. Good hiss from that widget. And I am not going to do well with the pour, but you see that sort of creamy head that's coming out of the Guinness, and I always dig watching the bubbles form up. Okay, so this on our left is going to be the alcoholic Guinness, and this is going to be the non-alcoholic. Now, the widget also went in here, so again, we have a nitrogen stout. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second. Sorry, I just saw a spot on the inside of the glass. Let's try not to break the glass like I did on that other video. All right, nice, okay. So, let's give it a pour. Now, it does pour a slightly darker color and with a significantly less robust head. So again, this is our non-alcohol, this is our alcohol. Let's give the regular Guinness a sniff. You have all of that good roasty, malty, chocolatey aroma to this. It's the classic Guinness nose, you know, that everybody talks about and loves. And if you're a stout drinker, it's one of the ones that you know, can get anywhere when you want it. Let's check out the nose on the Guinness Zero. It's very similar. A good amount of roast. Again, that coffee, that sort of maltiness that's there. I have to say, the regular Guinness is a little bit more aromatic, I guess you would say, whereas the non-alcoholic, it's all there. It's just a little bit more dialed back. And I mean, like, if we're talking about on a scale of 1 to 10, and this is the 10, this is maybe a 9, 8.5, 9, something like that. So it's not a bad nose on the non-alcoholic. Let's try the regular Guinness. Yeah, and that is everything you would want in a Guinness. It goes down smooth, the mouthfeel is nice, it's just silky smooth. There's that good roastiness on the front of your tongue as it sort of goes down. Then there's just a hint of bitterness on the back end with sort of those chocolate and like roast coffee notes to it. It's a really, really good, comforting type of stout. Guinness is awesome for that. Now, the Guinness Zero, we're going to have to give a try as well, see what it's like. And again, the nose is quite similar, Let's see what it tastes like. Oh, I probably should have rinsed my mouth. You know what? Wait a second. Pause. Let's try to be on. Yes, excellent. One bottle of water in the. Sorry about that. If you watch the end of the video, you'll see why the cleaning fluid was still here. And you'll see my rant about Bourbon County. All right, I have rinsed my mouth out. It is different. Okay, there's a good amount of roast. Oh wow, that was weird. There's a good amount of roastiness on the tongue. There is that sort of chocolate coffee note, but there's more of a molasses flavor to this. And when I just like exclaimed like, oh my God, that was so weird. What just happened is the flavor just disappeared. With the regular Guinness, it hangs in your mouth. You can, you know, it has a good sort of like flavorful aftertaste, whereas this particular non-alcoholic Guinness, there's a good amount of flavor. Like I said, a little more molasses than it is anything else. And then boom, the flavor is just gone. It does not exist anymore. So it was, and it's so sudden. You just don't, I did not see that coming. It was just like 1 minute I tasted it, next minute I didn't. You know what this, it reminds me of the first time I got COVID. I was eating Starbursts. And 1 minute I tasted the rainbow of flavors. Oh no, that's Skittles. I tasted all of the flavor in the Starburst, and then the next minute there was no flavor at all. And that's sort of what this is like. There's a good flavorful taste while it's on the tongue. As soon as it's gone, it's really, really gone. Yeah, that is very interesting. I would not turn my nose up at this. I also, okay, so it's not as creamy as the Guinness, the regular Guinness. It's also, it doesn't have quite the longevity flavor-wise as the regular Guinness. Is it drinkable? It is. It really is. And knowing that you don't have to worry about it, you know, like if you're not in the mood for a soda or something like that, and you want something that's beer, but where you don't have to really worry about it quite as much, it's not a bad choice. That being said, I would probably go for the regular Guinness Draught over the Zero. But again, it doesn't mean that in the right circumstances I wouldn't go for the Zero. I think the Zero is actually far better than I expected. I expected it to just be a disaster, but it's an enjoyable beer if a little bit thin. So if you go into this with the expectation that this is not an alcoholic beer, and therefore you're losing some of that, I guess, complexity, some of that depth, then I think it's very enjoyable. If you're looking for a Guinness without the alcohol, this is fine. That being said, at 4.2%, I think I drink less of them and enjoy the regular one more. But that's me. I always would rather drink for flavor than really anything else, which is, you know, what I'm really looking for. And yeah, that regular Guinness is just a nice, flavorful stout that you can really get behind and enjoy. And at the same time, it's not going to sort of overwhelm you, you know, alcohol-wise. Anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you had, If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. The non-alcoholic does not make you trip over your words anymore. At the end of this video, there's going to be a little rant because this is Goose Island time of year, and I'm not sure if it's going to be here at Tony's Bar. I'm still up in the air about what I'm doing with it, and I go into a little of that as I'm setting up. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, or you want to hear me rant about Goose Island, that's coming up. And I'll see you all next time on End of the Day Beer Review. Cheers. I gotta get the glasses to shine because tonight we're gonna do the Guinness thing. But I have to tell you, what's really going on in my mind right now is the Goose Island thing. Because I'm struggling with it this year, folks. You know, should I go out and drop the money I normally drop when I know that that last year I found the product so, I mean, let's be honest, just unsatisfying. And I don't think I was the only one. And now they've got the gimmicky thing with trying to bring back the smaller bottles. The only thing I remember from the smaller bottles is that they were more expensive for what you were getting. And so I have to tell you, normally this is the time, and this will probably be at the end of the video, this is normally the time when I'm like, oh, gotta get the Goose Island stuff, gotta get ready for it and do all the videos. And to be honest, they're normally my highest watched videos for the year, because it is such a popular beer. But you know, I have to say, like, most of the excitement that went with the Goose Island hunt is sort of gone. And you know, the thing is this, it's gonna sound really weird because this channel was really, like, I think the first video I ever did, and now we're 300 in, was about a Goose Island beer. In fact, I think it was actually one of the bourbon counties. And, you know, I don't even want to review them this year until after I actually get to taste one, because I just don't trust their product anymore. So, you know, like, I'm looking at it and it's sort of like, you know, I want to make sure, like, I'm going to be dead honest. I will definitely be buying some of at least the at least I'll be buying the base stout. That's definite. Now, why is that definite? Because I am slowly building, you know, a 10-year vertical, and I'm not going to blow the 10 years because of that. So, I mean, I can see myself definitely getting, I don't know, maybe a case of the maybe one case of the base. But as far as the you know, the more expensive adjuncts, I don't think I'm going to even give them a try this year, because, like, I was so excited last year for the vanilla and all of that, and it just turned out to be absolutely not worth the money. I mean, I still have the stuff in the cabinet behind me. I haven't touched it other than to point out to some people how bad it is from time to time. All right, that's the Goose Island rant out of the way. I guess I'll start the video now.